There you are. Good
Hello,
morning.
Aaron. How
Or
you doing?
very good, thank you. How are
It's
you?
sorry, it's not
Afternoon for
morning.
you?
It's uh, it's afternoon. Yes,
Afternoon. Amazing.
I'm doing great.
And
Thank you. And can you hear
good.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. There was a little bit of a delay there, so hopefully our internet will cooperate today. Sometimes they can get a little choppy. So if that happens, we can just turn the video off and continue as a voice conversation. Sometimes the if the video and the voice are on too much, it's too much interruption. So that's always an option. But we seem to be okay right now anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it is perfect. Yeah,
Yeah. So tell me about your experience of this last 3 days. I'd love to hear your perspective, how that was for you.
amazing. Very excited. And it brought me back in time when I was doing the breast massage school still. But it was with a different view of things as well. Because at the time I was a student and now I'm practicing, so of course you have a different a different point of view on things, right? I loved it every single day of it. So thank you so much. I appreciate.
Amazing. Well, I'm so grateful that you were there each day and you showed up with lots of good questions and great shares. And I really appreciated having your energy there and having you
Oh,
as a
thank
part of the
you.
group.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed. Yeah, I was very
Great.
excited. I wish I could have done the intensive course as well, but I booked a little bit of ahead of time, so I wasn't able to wiggle my schedule to accommodate the date. So I was like, oh no. So I thought to call you and see how the mentorship is and how does it work and all the information I could get to see if I can start with you already, because I understand you're done, right, with the courses for this year, and
Yeah.
then any follow
Yeah.
up
Pretty
next
much.
year, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'd love to talk to you about that a little bit more. So before we dive into those program details, let me get a sense of your practice now. Can you share a little bit about where you're at and is this your workplace right now?
Yeah, this is my workplace. I can do a little view over here. It's a home
Oh,
base.
great.
So here will be sorry, my treatment my treatment room here. And so
Oh,
I do a
love.
shiatsu. Let's see, I have fine infrared sauna as well. I
Nice.
don't know, so I don't know if
Yeah,
it's good to see you.
it's
And
beautiful.
it's a very cozy place. I worked at different places. I work at chiropractor, spas, and then I became a mom, and I ended up moving from Toronto to Brampton. So I decided to open my own business, which was called Pure Flow Massage Therapy. Um, and I love it because I can bring who I am into things. So I do in terms of massage, I do from intraoral to buccal massage, a shiatsu, and then I also include the fine infrared sauna into the treatment as well, which is very interesting. What else? I saw hot stone. What else I do? I do acupressure. What is it? Reflexology, foot reflexology as well. What else? Pregnancy massage, and the breast massage I had. It was something I never brought it because of the pockets of fluid. They stayed with the myofascia. As much as we had a good feedback from the clients during clinic time, I just felt like I wasn't 100% sure, right, for what to do with that area, right? What else? So in order to save my hands, I also branched a little bit. I brought some, it's actually new, laser hair removal as well, which has nothing to do with massage, but I also like that. And then on the spiritual part of it, I also do family constellation, which I love the spiritual aspect of it. So I have crystals here and my seashell and all that. Yeah, so that's pretty much me putting all that I love together, and hopefully much more. I'm always searching for more and always studying as well. So yes, so I by chance I saw you on Instagram, and I was like, oh, Juliana, you promised you wouldn't do any course for quite a bit because I'm still doing tons of things, right? But then the
Great.
brass, I was like, no, I need to participate on this. It was a little ticklish inside of me. So that's so,
Oh, I love it.
yeah. I was like,
Amazing.
oh, that's very interesting. And yes, breast massage, the breast massage that we did yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's so interesting. I'm a massage therapist, but you don't really like, you wash your breast and all, but you don't spend time on your breast, and it's so powerful. I was like, wow, I can breathe better, right? We have the bras, and I was like,
Mm,
this is bringing back memories. I did it a little bit while I was
mm,
pregnant, but I guess not enough. So I was yeah, it brought back memories. I was like, oh, there was a purpose. Everything has a reason to be, right? And this part of the breast massage that I took, it was something that it kept inside the closet, there, but waiting for another opportunity, and then you came along. So
amazing.
yeah.
Right time, right place.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a timing for things. I do believe that. And sometimes, you get introduced to a concept, it's just not quite the right time. So it ends up sitting on a shelf for a while, and then all of a sudden it becomes the right time. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, let's move forward with this.
yeah.
So it sounds like you've got quite a varied practice, which is pretty cool. You've got different modalities that you work with, and this is your home right now.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of downstairs in your home.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah,
here's
the
the
staircase. Yeah.
the staircase, and so yeah, it's pretty much like this. And then I have this little area here. I got some good stuff for Brampton, like the three best rated and all that stuff, which was interesting, right? And here I
Oh,
have the washroom as well. So it's a clinic in a house, which is pretty cool. I met this physiotherapist that is a pelvic floor physiotherapist, and there's also an RMT that is she's an osteopath as well. And in my energetic healing, I am into the womb healing and all the phases of the menstrual phases and all that. I was like, oh, I wish I had the opportunity to do the pelvic floor massage, but I did do the breast, which is very connected. No one is talking about it. That, and all the ancestral healing that you can do through it as well, and cellular memory and birth and conception and all that, and the play on our on how we feel and the things that appears in our body because of it, right? So yeah, so I think all this became like this past 2 weeks, I would say, and very interesting. The brass came. The womb is so talked, right? But the brass is
mm,
also very um a very, like, it's a female thing, right? So
very.
female pain, and it's stored, and
Yeah,
anger
yeah,
towards the male, or the male energy figure, right? Things that
yeah.
so yeah, so here I am on this new feminine aspect of my clinic.
I
Interesting,
love it.
I'm turning 45 in June, so I think that's also part of this energy, the healing I've done, the whole thing to meeting the feminine aspect. So very
Amazing. I love
amazing.
it. So it's part of your own, yeah, it's part of your own personal journey as well as
Yeah,
helping others. Yeah, I
yeah.
love it. Beautiful. So tell me about your vision for yourself. If you were to project yourself forward into your kind of ideal scenario a year from now, so your spring of 2025, what would that look like for you? What would be your ideal scenario?
Yes, I want to give a growth to what I've put it out, and these all new things I'm about to giving birth to. And so I guess the breast massage, interesting. It's in vitro, right? So hopefully we'll develop. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Anything else?
In terms of anything in life
Yeah,
or
well, I mean, I don't know if I can help you with your
in
kids or
practice?
your
No, no,
husband
no,
or
no, not
anything,
kids.
but
No, no, I'm talking about like in terms of practice, right? Practice.
yeah, yeah.
Um, well, if I do end up on the breast, developing this breast, um, technique and put it out there, hopefully, it will bring me to a very interesting area that I haven't touched yet, right? In terms of massage therapy and all the new ideas into like this niche, right? Because I made it broad but never had really a niche, right? So I think
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah.
So for you, okay, so great. So building a niche for yourself, creating a special focus for your practice, and really being a part of this kind of birthing process of supporting women in a new way and working with women's bodies in a new way is really where you see your ideal vision for yourself a year from now. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It would be nice to decrease from, the deep tissue, the heavy hands, and
Yeah,
embracing the light and the easy. And that's what
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Amazing. It is so much easier on your hands. It's a world of difference. Like I did not believe I would get out of chronic pain. I thought I was going to be in this forever. I had 7 years of unrelenting chronic pain, and now I don't have any. It's all gone. Like there's not even stiffness in my hands, which is
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
Yeah. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, grand. And so what would you say the gaps are then between where you are now and where you would like to be a year from now?
In terms of massage, in terms of the breast massage, I would say I don't mind starting again. Like whatever I had, it was basically an introduction, I would say, and then actually having a more solid and a newer point of view as well, because things have changed, right? So that's very, very interesting. And at a certain point, I was thinking of doing including as well the post-surgical. And interesting, I heard that they didn't have much to do with the breast, which I thought, why not? Because many people, and so maybe that's a nice way to do a niche post-surgical breast, which most people can actually walk and get here, right? And then depending, right, of course, but assuming they're okay with the abdomen aspect of it, the walking, the healing, that's when we are going to see them most likely. That will be easier to get them here in my place rather than doing traveling. So that's also,
Right.
yeah.
Like rather than you being mobile, you mean?
Yes, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. So for you, it's for the gap sort of from where you are right now to where you would want to be a year from now. It sounds like you feel like refreshing yourself, starting from the beginning and kind of learning from the beginning would be that's a gap at the moment that you would like to fill, and creating a new point of view for understanding what is happening currently in the world with the post-surgical work with breast massage and what are the protocols nowadays, and kind of refresh yourself. Those are
Yeah,
the
for
areas that
sure.
you would
Yeah.
need support on. Yeah. And what about getting the word out to people, being able to draw the clients into your practice? Do you feel confident with that? Do you feel like you would need support with
Well, I
that?
have Google. Like Google has been really kind, and I do have a lot of traffic in my website, so that even my regular clients, they need to go to my website in order to book. So they always check what I'm doing new, and so that's a good thing for me. Um, I'm really happy that my family physician, the clinic where he works at, is also LGBTQ supporter, and they have services as such. So it'll be interesting to just, although they do have massage there, they don't have anybody that does any breast work specialty. So it'll be interesting to drop a letter there and see if any new referrals come from there as well.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
reaching out to that surgeon you already have a connection with, it sounds like.
No, this is my family physician, but the
Oh, your
clinic,
family physician.
yeah, the clinic is also very catered to LGBTQ health and
Ah,
wellness.
okay, okay.
So I thought that would be very interesting to uh, put a word out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it would
yeah.
be like that.
Okay, great. So, yeah, so it sounds like you're pretty clear that you would like to deepen your capacity to work with women's health, that you want to be able to support the LGBTQ population more, that you've got some areas that you want to fill in your education and understanding of what our kind of current processes are, and you've got some things that are working in your favor. Your website is working well, you've got good traffic there, you've got a medical facility already that you're connected with that services some of this population, and you're open to reaching out to them. So let's go over, are you ready then to go over what some of the options are that would help
Yes, for
you
sure. Yeah,
for,
yeah.
yeah, okay, great. So you mentioned the comprehensive intensive, that the dates of that don't work for you, right?
Yeah, I won't be able to shift my schedule. That's the problem
Okay.
with that. Would it be just perfect, but I'm not being able to do that, to do the shift on the schedule.
Yeah. Okay. So then should we go into the mentorship academy and what
Yeah,
that,
yeah, I'd like to know, get information about it and see if that would be something I can afford at the moment, because as I said, I just put the it's 56,000, right, into the clinic. So it's it's something I'm paying for as well. So
right. Yeah, yeah, I can appreciate that. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a slideshow. Now, some of the information we went over yesterday, so or 2 days ago. So some of it is going to be a repeat for you,
Mhm.
and some of it is um I think there's a few things that are in this slideshow that wasn't in the other one. So there may be some kind of newer components for you here. Okay, so first of all, this program is designed to get you on the ground results. We are definitely focusing on supporting your professional development. And we really want to create avenues for real change, because as I mentioned, I started with weekend courses and people were like, oh, this is amazing, but I have no idea actually how to get these patients into my practice and how to work on it. And then it just becomes an idea, a good idea that sits on the shelf. So what we want is for you to actually be able to action on what you are learning and get avenues for real change, get hands-on experience with live patients, and you're really getting traction. That's the whole idea of the program, is that you're taking it and then you're getting support, actioning it in real time so you can genuinely get traction and make change. We have three key areas of focus. So the first is the technical training. This is all the evidence-informed information which we'll go into. That's your foundations, level 1, level 2, and integrative cancer care, plus clinical skills so that you can actually work with this population in a really safe way. We also focus on marketing and communication so that you're able to present yourself to the world and you're able to create those community relations so that you can get good referral relationships back and forth. And then the third tier is the supportive community. And this is embedded within everything so that you have this group of people who are here for you, who are cheering you on and helping you make the change. And it really changes the caliber of your experience when you're with other like-minded professionals who are all very kind, all very educated, all very interested in growing themselves and growing with each other. So there are 4 levels of support because we want to make sure that you have what you need in order to make the changes that you need. So there's myself as the mentor. So that's your organization, your direction, and your feedback. You've got your peer group, you've got your accountability buddy. So they help you stay on track and then the private community, which is only for the people in the community. And, you know, the action challenges, those are things like this week we're focusing on our clinic room and what can we do to bring in things to show this population this is a safe space for them. Or this week we're reaching out to the pride societies. This week we're reaching out to the breast cancer groups. This week we're reaching out to the surgeons, you know, so we give you different action challenges throughout the 6 months. And then it's also got the messages so that you can talk to each other back and forth. We do really want you to make a community impact. In my mind, you know, as an artist, I always think in symbols. We're kind of pollinating our local area with positive impact. So you're becoming a person in your community that gets known for this work, and you're able to form alliances and create networks. We do ask you to do at least one presentation with a community group and participate in events that are happening. And we give you support in reaching out to the doctors and surgeons so that you become known as a person who can do this work. In terms of the broad strokes, the technical training happens every month. The core curriculum, there's not a month that goes by that you don't have some of the training. In terms of the mentorship, we sort of roughly divide it. So the first half, you're doing practice sessions. And that way you have the freedom of just being a student, and you can practice with your videos, you can have your books open, people know, okay, I'm just practicing, you know, there's no charge for these treatments, so I can be as insecure as I want. I can, you know, feel free to say, I'm not sure, I'll check in. It just creates a different vibe for getting your hands-on practice. We help you with your marketing basics, and we help you with creating assets, which I'll go into in a little bit. But, you know, the first half, we're kind of prepping you. And then the second half is when we want you to start reaching out to the community, creating your medical connections, doing your presentations, and then transitioning your practice people into paid clients so that while you're still in the mentorship community, you have that support, because the level of expectation when they become paid treatments is quite different than when people know that they're practice sessions. So we want you to still be in this safe container when you're starting to charge for treatments. And it's part of the way that you're going to fill up your schedule, is having your practice people and then shifting them into paid clientele. And then you can also be employing your other marketing strategies, so you're getting other people as you're going along. In terms of specific technical training, it's mostly on Mondays from 10 to 4. And then the mentorship group calls, those are alternating Mondays. It's not exactly alternating every single time, but they're not on the same days, but mostly it's on a Monday. So you're in Eastern time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for you, 10 a.m. would be 1 p.m. start time. So it would be 1 to 7 on Mondays for the core curriculum technical training. And then the mentorship group calls would be from 4 to 5:30. So they're 90 minutes. And we do suggest about 8 hours a week. So you would do, say, on the weeks where you have your longer training days, then maybe you would do some self-study, or you would do some marketing or something for your other couple of hours. And then on the weeks when you have your mentorship group calls, maybe that week you do more of your practice sessions or your community reach out. So you kind of organize your time. And overall, you know, it's a little bit sort of averaging 8 hours a week. There is the occasional Saturday, and there is Sunday in there as well. But for the most part, it's on Mondays.
Oh, so, but would I know ahead of time what Saturdays or Sundays, and what time as well on a Saturdays
Yeah.
and Sundays?
Yes. The schedule is sent out ahead of time so that you know how to organize yourself. And the Saturdays, for the most part, it's the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. So opening is September the 14th, and closing, I believe, is the 22nd of March. And then there's the odd makeup day where it's a Saturday, but you have all that information ahead of time so that you know how to organize your schedule. And because it's over 6 months, sometimes life happens. You're like, oh, this time my kids are sick, or I'm out of town or something. And so then you have the recordings you can watch and you can catch up on your own time. So that's why the flexible learning is really important.
So in reality, Mondays are from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes,
Yes.
on the days that you have the technical training. It's not every Monday, but it's
Oh, it's
one or two Mondays a month.
one or two. Oh, okay. So it's not every Monday I have this course. Okay, okay.
It's quite a few Mondays, but it's not every single Monday. No. So some months are three Mondays a month. There's some months where there's more. I don't think there's any months where there's less than three. Three would be your minimum, but there might be some months where there's four.
Mhm.
If there's like five, sometimes there's 5 Mondays in a month, but not all 5 Mondays would be taken. So yeah, but basically you should reserve Mondays, really, while you're in the program. You should just make a habit of reserving Mondays to work on your academy things.
Mhm. And then I have a
Yeah.
question. So it's 1 to 7 p.m. The course, and then 4 to 5:30 p.m. will be 2 hours. So this is also on a Monday, and it's included on this 1 to 7 p.m. time.
No, they're different days. Yeah, different days. So you'll have here, let me actually, this might make it easier for you to see. I'm just going to actually pull up the schedule, and then it will give you an example of, see if this is the one here. And then I'll just show you so you can see. I'm just going to share my screen again. Okay, so general timing, opening and closing ceremonies, plus the VIP days. Comprehensive training, that's the technical training from 10 to 4. Mentorship calls. Again, these are Pacific time. So September, you've got the first Saturday, Sunday, Monday are all full. And then the next 2 Mondays, you've either got a 90-minute mentorship group call or a comprehensive training call. October, you've got one Monday, one Saturday, one Monday.
Okay, I get it. So it's
November,
not all in one day. It's like every Monday is something different. Okay, I
yeah,
get it. Okay.
yeah. But not every Monday, like a lot of Mondays, but not every Monday. So
Okay.
December, you've got sort of the first 3 Mondays. December looks like it has 5 Mondays that month. And then not around Christmas or between Christmas and New Year's. January, you've got 4 Mondays. February, you've got 3 Mondays. March, you've got 3 Mondays, and then our closing ceremony.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The breast massage, it needs to be somebody that had a breast cancer, or so I have to find people that had breast cancer and invite them for those classes that will have on a video.
Yes. And yes. And we help you with how to do that. So we give you strategies of how to be able to reach out, places that are suggestions of places that you can reach out. I think we've got a suggestions of about 15 different places that you can find people to work with. And we give you templates that you can put on your social media or on your website or in your newsletters. We give you an outline of what to expect, so that you can give that to your practice people so they understand this is what it's like. This is your, this is how your practice session is going to go. We give you scripts to be able to reach out and kind of post. So we give you templates for all of it so that it makes it really easy for you to find. And then we also give you suggestions on how to time your people. So your first month, all you need are people with healthy breasts. They don't have to be surgicalized because the first month we're covering our foundational material. And so you just need people with breast or chest tissue, either one of them. And then in the next month, we want you to do work with people who are of a simpler presentation, like maybe they've had a breast reduction or maybe an augmentation. And then, so we give you some outlines for how you order your people so that your practicing the content as you learn it, which is quite different than when you're in the intensive where it's like all the information at once and you do practice it in the course, but then you're kind of on your own to really implement it into your actual practice. But when you're in the academy, we have it all outlined. So, we want this type of client right now. And sometimes people were like, whoa, I'm overwhelmed. I've had 8 people reach out. I don't know how to order them. And so then we talk to them and say, okay, so let's have an outline of what are the history presentations that people are bringing to the table. So this person had an augmentation, simpler surgery. This person had DF flap, they had radiation, and they had a complication. Complicated patient. Let's book them later and give you strategies for how do you know kind of how to organize your time that way.
I did have one more question regarding that. Sorry. Okay, you go on. I'll remember.
Well, if you think of it again, you just let me know.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, the camera. So it will be
Oh,
on
yeah.
camera, so you will be watching what I am doing.
So there's a certain, you get a practice review every month, and that person knows ahead of time that there's the video that's being created. So all your practice sessions are not filmed, but once a month you want to film a practice session, and then you can submit the video for review, and I'll look at your treatment and then give you feedback. So we also give you strategies on how to talk to people about that, because sometimes people are like, oh, videoing.
Yeah.
How do I know that my confidentiality is okay? I feel kind of weird about having a camera in the room. And so we give you ways to talk to people and scripts that you can use, and sort of troubleshooting ways to help people feel comfortable and understand this is an educational tool. It's never going to be used for any other purpose other than giving you feedback on your treatment. And the person can have access to the video if they want. You'll see the video, I'll see the video, and otherwise nobody else sees the video. And their face is covered so that there's no identifying characteristic. They can wear nipple covers if they want so that their nipples are not visible. And it's actually amazing when people have their nipples and areolar area covered, how less naked they feel. Sometimes people are like, I actually feel like I'm wearing clothes right now, which is kind of interesting.
In terms of
So,
the CMT, like the college, I know BC has a college of massage therapists, right? How do
yeah,
they see that?
the videos.
Yes, in terms of getting the videos of the massages we meeting it. I wonder what kind of issue
Hmm.
you could possibly give.
I don't know. Our college stopped accrediting courses, so they don't look at your courses anymore. They just,
No, in
assume you're going
terms
to
of
be
like,
creating good
say,
ones.
if a client complains to the college regarding a video that was done.
Oh, there wouldn't be a situation where they would complain because they would know ahead of time that this is happening, what the purpose is. They've signed an informed consent form. Like all your T's are dotted, T's are crossed, and I's are dotted before you ever do the filming. So there's no surprises about what's happening. And it's all very clear. It's all very above board. And yeah, there wouldn't be a reason for someone to complain. It's not like they would look over and all of a sudden there's a video camera in the room and they're like, what are you doing
Yeah.
there? That's sketchy. Like, it's not like that.
Mhm.
You have everything very clearly outlined ahead of time, and they have a chance to ask all the questions that they need. And you don't do anything until they've signed the informed consent form. Like, I understand that there's an educational video which is being created. I understand why this video is being created. I understand how it's being used, how it's not being used, that my confidentiality is completely intact. Like, all of that is laid out ahead of time so that it's completely above board. There's no surprises. It's really important with this population that there's no surprises. Like, that's why everything has to be ultra clear. And we spend a lot of time on informed consent. It's a big one for sure.
Mhm. And what if by chance I get somebody that's not comfortable with, like, I get no clients that are comfortable with submitting this, like having the video done?
So far, we haven't had any Academy members who've had no clients say yes. We have had people who have clients who say no, which is fine. You're just like, that's totally fine. Sometimes it's in the way that it's being presented. So one of our Academy members, she said, I'm really having trouble with people saying yes. Really, everybody is saying no. And I said, okay, well, let's go through and I'll give you some coaching. And so you talk to me like I'm a patient, and you can tell me kind of how you're approaching the subject. And what she was doing was somebody would come for the treatment expecting just one-on-one care. And then at the time, she was like, so as a part of my program, I need to film a practice session. Would you be comfortable today if we filmed? And everybody was like, nope, I don't think so. No, I don't want to do that. And so the coaching that I gave her was, you need to future pace it and, have a session. Don't bring it up until at least one session has gone by. And then if you think that they would be open, then you can bring it up. You can call them on the phone. You have to ask them when they are fully clothed and feeling fully empowered.
Mhm.
They need to know that they have the ability to say no. And you bring up why you're doing it, what would be the purpose of doing this, how it's helpful for learning, and all the kind of safety factors around it, and bring it up as a possibility in future, not right now. And so she started doing that, and then she had a lot better success, and people were like, oh, okay, I understand. And they kind of had time to get their head around it. But when they were put on the spot, when they weren't expecting it, everybody said no. Everybody was like, no, I just thought I was coming for a massage between you and I. So it depends on how you present it. But then
Mhm.
there's other people who are like, oh, sure, great, go ahead, like, no problem. So not everybody is resistant to the idea. A lot of people actually are very open, and they understand, like, yeah, you're in a learning situation, and it's distance learning, and I'm totally comfortable with it. I trust you. I trust the process, all is well. But what I have found is that the therapists who are a little bit more uncomfortable with the concept themselves,
Mhm.
how
Yeah,
they bring it up, it gets translated in a way that the patient's a little bit more like, because they don't pick up on the confidence of the therapist. So we want
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
to feel confident, yeah, in
Yeah.
what you're doing and why, and that it is totally safe. And if you can bring to the table, like, I feel good about this, then that confidence is transmitted to the patient as well.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one thing I would feel odd. So, but then I would also fail, right? Because if I don't submit this video, I can be marked on it. That's correct, right?
Yeah, they're a requirement of the program so that
Requirement.
I can actually see what you're doing, because sometimes people, they're starting this type of work and they're like, I think I'm doing things well, but then you watch and it's like, whoa, you're actually really deep working with this patient. You can lighten up a lot. And, there's a lot of tension in your hands, or you're moving very quickly, or your biomechanics could be improved here or something. But without actually seeing it, I don't know. I just take your feedback, like, this worked well, this didn't work well, but I can't actually see it. So we do want you to be able to demonstrate that you're learning what you're doing. And so you need at least 5 practice sessions that I can view in order
Mhm.
to be able to graduate, because I have to know if I'm sending you out with the stamp of approval that I've given, like, yes, this person has learned, yes, this person is a safe therapist, I've witnessed it, I've coached them through, I've given them feedback, I've mentored their process, and I'm confident now sending them out into the world. This is a safe and quality therapist. So I need to be able to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, the going to the community and bringing up breast health and breast massage, that also needs to be taped as well.
No, that doesn't need to be taped, but we do appreciate if you take some pictures. So say you're going to an event, maybe some people are doing farmers markets, some people are doing pride events or dragon boating events or different things. And so just, just like, hey, here's some pictures of me doing whatever it is that I'm doing for my community event. And some people are going for coffee, they're meeting and just doing a meet and greet kind of thing. So there's different ways of connecting. But yeah, I mean, we love it when you share the images of what you're doing. You don't have to film yourself at the event. It's not necessary, but it is good for your marketing to show that you're showing up at these events and you're getting to know the world around you and sharing what you're doing. So they can all also be used for your future marketing purposes.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
Is there concern over that? I want to be able to address any concerns that you might
No,
have
no, no,
and help
no,
you
no.
feel
I
more
just want
comfortable.
to clarify what is it going to be necessary from me and how am I going to get that given, right? Um,
Yeah.
so and the intensive course also have to swim me 5 breaths
No, no,
training. It's just on this.
no.
Okay.
In the academy, yes,
In the
because the
academy.
academy has the whole mentorship component with it. The intensive training is like, here's your skill set, here's all the knowledge. You get to
Mhm.
practice in a group setting. So, like yesterday, where we did the self breast massage, everybody's cameras were off. I couldn't see what you were doing, but then afterwards, you had an opportunity to share what your experience was like. So, in the comprehensive intensive, you have a practice person come to your house and there's time devoted in the schedule for that. They sign their informed consent form. You do an interview and an assessment with them. You practice what you have learned in the demonstrations that happened before. And then afterwards, your person leaves. And then we all come back together again as a group. And then we have more time than we did in the short 90-minute call over this last 3 days. So we have however much time is devoted in the day so that you can discuss and I can talk to you about what it is if you have questions or feedback or anything like that. But I don't actually see what you're doing there. It's different. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
different. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And there's 3 people. There's 3 practice sessions. So it could be the same person all 3 times, or it
Mhm.
could be 3 different people or 2 people, one of them twice, so you've got flexibility in how you do it.
How I
Yeah,
do it. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm just writing down some of those questions that you had. Yeah. Okay, grand. So, in terms of the technical training, I went over this a little bit in the academy, or in the course that we were doing. So you've got your foundations, that's where you learn everything about giving therapeutic breast massage with the lens of working with breast surgery patients, breast and chest surgery patients. So you're getting your informed consent, your protocols, your charting, your assessments, your language, understanding the stages of healing, positioning, techniques you can use, all of that to kind of set the ground. And then level 1 is where we do the deep dive into the types of breast and chest surgery. Level
Mhm.
2 is where we go into the complications. And then the integrative cancer care is where you're getting clear on working with chemo and radiation.
Mhm.
So I believe it's the most comprehensive training that there is on the planet today. I haven't come across anything that has this level. The the technical training itself is um it's about 56, 60 hours, 60 hours. So it's pretty in depth. You really learn a lot and you have time to integrate it because it happens over the 6 months. And then when we get into the marketing workshops, that's where you create your business cards, your brochures, and we have templates for you so that all you have to do is customize it to your own material. So you've got your own logo, right, for your place. So you can
Mm-hmm.
put on there your Pure Flow logo. If you've got colors that are your colors, you can customize it to your colors,
Mm-hmm.
and you can insert your own headshot in there so people can see you. So it's customizable that way, but everything else is laid out for you. So you don't have to create it all from scratch for yourself. And there's a welcome package that we help you learn, or sorry, that we help you customize so that any new patients, they're coming in and they're getting a digital PDF again that you can personalize to yourself. And then
Mm-hmm.
they understand what to expect from the treatments ahead, what your booking policies are, and things that they can do afterwards to help integrate the treatment, all that kind of thing. So it's just a nicety that you can send out to people. And we also help you with your social media so that you're understanding how to schedule some content ahead of time so you can market to people and let them know what you're doing, but in a way that doesn't require as much time and energy as if you're doing things off the cuff and you're like, okay, what do I need to post
Yes, yeah.
today? What should I,
Mhm.
yeah, like, okay, kind of drawing a blank here, got writer's block. Maybe I'll just put this thing out and hope it works. But this way, we show you how to schedule it ahead of time and to be purposeful. So Mondays you can devote to, wellness techniques, and Wednesdays you can devote to, so we've got sort of a whole calendar that's laid out for you, and it helps give you prompts so that you can kind of get ideas. Because I don't know about you, but I was trained as a therapist, and most of us are trained as therapists, and marketing is like something that we're picking up as we're going along, but
Mhm.
it's not our primary focus. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of how to be able to reach out to the patients. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, there's also digital technology training that's included in that so that you understand some of the platforms to work with to help move your business forward, and to also just participate in the academy because it is a virtual program. So there's the Google Docs, sheets, and forms. We use JNAP for our booking platform. So we help you with templates with JNAP, but if you use a different booking platform, you can just apply what you are learning to. Do you use an online booking platform or?
I do, yeah. I use
Yeah,
Clinic Sense.
Clinic Sense. Yeah. So then you would just adapt whatever we're giving you for JNAP to Clinic Sense. And
Clinic Sense.
so you get all your treatments um, outlined on there, and your reminders and all of that. So that's all very clear. In terms of marketing, we help you with Canva, MailChimp, Meta, and ChatGPT so that you have a good sense of how to use those digital technology platforms for your business. And in terms of the mentorship program, Kajabi, you've got a couple of apps that we help you understand how to use. Zoom, basics for Zoom. And at the moment, we're using Dropbox for the practice videos. We may upgrade to a different system, or we may just keep it with Dropbox, but we give you some understanding of how to work with Dropbox as well. So it's a pretty comprehensive course for sure. Like it's action packed. I I have yet to create a course that has a lot of fluff and not useful material. Like everything is useful and everything is applicable. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I went into the fee structure a little bit actually I didn't go into the fee structure in the course, but I can go into that. But before I do that, is there any questions over anything that we've covered that you want more clarification on?
Yes, the so 5 clients is it? I would call that per module. So say basically breast massage. So I will have this client come in specifically for that module. So I would have a schedule right ahead of time on how to put it out there so I can gather
Yeah.
these females. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not 5 clients per, so you don't need 5 clients for foundations, 5 for level 1, 5 for level 2, 5 for integrative cancer care. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be terrific. You'd have 25 new practice people. And honestly, some people are at already. I know I said the average number of people that they're getting is 5 and 16 hands-on practice hours, but some people are blowing that out of the water. Some people are at like I'm already at 15 practice people and I've had 35 practice hours. So it depends on
Yes.
how you want to do it yourself. But the minimum is 5 practice people throughout the program. And at least 3 of them, you have to do repeat sessions.
3 of them
Yeah.
repeat. Okay. How
Yeah.
many sessions?
Overall, you have to have a minimum of 10
Okay.
before you graduate the program.
Okay.
But probably you'll go past 10. That's just the minimum. Yeah. We help you get the people in. We don't leave you to flounder on that. We help you. I mean, you have to do it because it's in your area
Of
and
course. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and you're learning how to do it so that you can run your own business that way. But we support you the whole way. Like I'm a big believer in support. I don't like leaving people to figure things out on their own and just be like, here you go. And I'm not really going to tell you anything and
Mhm.
hope you do well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of the situation that so many of the breast patients are in right now is that they have
Yes.
these incredible surgeries and then they're sent home and it's like, try and figure out your rehab. Hope you do
Yeah.
well. Some people swim, some people think, you know, it's a mixed bag of tricks. But when you come into the academy, we're like, we're here for you and we help you move forward. And it's not just me. You've got all the other people that are in the program as well, and everybody's on the same journey. So it
Mhm.
helps with that group energy to kind of create the container that creates the change. Yeah.
I do have one client that went through breast cancer, and now I see her for, she goes for generalized massage, relaxation. And then I have one that's going through the chemotherapy part of it right now as well. And so I see both of them, just that we haven't touched the breast. So maybe it's something they would, the one that has gone through would enjoy, maybe want it or not, a treatment done on the breast. So it'll be interesting. And usually when you have breast cancer, you always know somebody that had it and you make a connection, or you have you still see oncologist, or you see your family physician. So you talk about it. So it's interesting. But I'm grateful for those 2 ladies that come over, and we've somehow gone through with them through those stages, right? And then seeing them coming back strong is very nice to see. And
Yeah, it's beautiful to be able to witness the transformation people go through. It's one of the things that I love so much about the work
yeah.
is they're going through really hard things. It's really significant. And a lot of people find that they're more resilient than they thought that they were. They change their priorities, they make different life choices, and they actually start to prioritize themselves in their own life, which previously they may not have done. And often they're open to supporting other people as they're going through their breast cancer process. So then they pay it forward and help other people. And it's really a remarkable
Yeah.
population to work with. It's a much, I'm going to say, sort of mentally and emotionally richer experience
Oh,
than
yeah.
just working with the general populace. Yeah. Yeah. So do you want me to go into the fee structure of what it
Oh,
is?
yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, grand. So I'm gonna pop up the slide here because sometimes it's easier to see things. So the regular pricing, $800 a month for 6 months, which is 4,800, and then a $500 commitment deposit, or you could just pay it in full with a $500 commitment deposit. Now the commitment deposit is if you're like, yep, I'm in, I want to do this, but I don't want to pay now. I want to start in August. So the $500 will hold your spot so that you can start your tuition payments come August. However, because you're in a clarity call, then you have ways to save. So at the moment, there's $1,000 off on course tuition fees. So if you want to do the monthly payments instead of 800, it's 638. And if you want to just pay it in full, then I'll waive the commitment deposit. And then you end up saving $1,500 because you saved the $1,000 on course fees, and then you've already reserved your spot because you've paid in full. And that's available for 48 hours. So then you would only pay 3,800 altogether.
Including the taxes as well. Or plus that.
No, taxes, GST is on top of that.
Okay, so that comes to 45, maybe around 45.
So times 0.05. So 665 a month. Yeah, 665, including GST.
665 a month. And then if you pay fully, that will come to 4,000 and
Oops. 300. Yeah, 3619 after tax. No, that's not right. Why is it doing 3990? 3990 if you pay in full, because then you don't have to do the commitment deposit because your spot is already saved.
3,000, $4,000, right? Okay.
Basically four. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is in 48 hours, and then the 665 monthly. And how do you take you get the credit card and just do the directly payment, right? On the credit card.
That's right. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's a automated system. So we would put you into the system and then it just automatically takes the monthly payments out starting August the 1st and going until the end of February. August, September, October, November, December, January, August, September, yeah, into February. So then, yeah, your last month, March, you've already paid and that's already done. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sounds good. And then for the intensive, you don't have yet any other dates as well, right? For 2025, not yet. Okay.
No, that's the only one at the moment that I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
And the intensive is 1,800
18, right? Yeah.
plus GST.
Oh, yeah. So 2 grand. Yeah. No, the 6 months sounds good as well. Comparison, right? With the amount of information you get and all the help and all that. So yes, of course. Okay. So and the full payment also would it be on credit card?
Correct.
Credit card. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I have like 48 hours to think how I would like to go about and all that, right? And
Yeah.
then I just send you a email or
Yeah, I'll send you a follow-up email after we
okay.
get off the call, and it's going to have a recap of what we talked about, plus the fee structure in there. And
Okay.
then you can let me know which way you want to go. But first, I want to check in with you. Where are you at kind of on your scale of yes to no? 10 is like yes, no is like 10.
Oh, I sure want to do it. I'm just thinking, just two things was one was the filming of the clients that's I'm still have to digest that.
Okay.
Simply because I'm so like paranoid with being set as a sexualizer or something like that. So I really need to see how I'm going to bring that up to my clients. So that's huge because it's something that I never had to do it before, right? And of course, we're talking
Yeah.
about so
Out of
it's
your comfort zone a little bit.
yeah, mainly had it been my breast, I would not have any issue. But mind you, I'm Brazilian, so it's a different culture, right?
Right.
But yes, so I'm just thinking like if I should kind of have the person come in, of course, talk and already explain that the one session wouldn't be taped if they are comfortable with it. And
Would
see
it be helpful for you if I sent you an example of what you would send to your practice
Yeah,
people
I would like
so
to
that
see
you
that.
could
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, one last thing too is just as much as the schedule really, because I want to see also because I have two kids, right? So I need to set up that and be set there for 6 months. So that I need to figure it out. And I'm just really thinking like if what would it be best for me? If would it be the monthly payment or if I'm just pay it off and don't worry about it as well, and then just because sometimes I like to go that way as well, so I don't have to think of it monthly, you know. So so I'm just really just this dynamic really, but I really love where you were bringing and I love the little bit that you've shown. I loved it as well. I loved everything basically. Yeah, and I see myself doing it, and I think it will be interesting to bring this to Brampton because there is nobody doing it here, and I'm close to Mississauga, Toronto, and so on. So it's also
Perfect.
very interesting, and saves the hand, of course. And then it blows your mind as well, right? In terms of what you can do with it and the new people you're gonna meet and the appreciation that comes with it. Yes, I got a card from one of the clients I worked with, and he brought me to tears because she was very grateful for the job that was done. So yeah, so basically it's just those things really. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So do you want to do a follow-up call and check back in on Monday and see where you're at? Would that be
Yeah,
good
Monday
for
would
you?
be my the date, right? That I would have, and then of course I would give you this information through the phone, right? For the credit card.
No, I
Oh
would
no,
send
it's
you a
online.
link.
I'll do it online.
Yeah,
It's in
I
the
would
link.
send you a
Oh,
link and
that's
then it's
fine.
just a secure link, so I don't have access to your credit card or anything. And then you
Okay.
just put your information in and then it does all the registration things afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, does this include the books you were mentioning? I know it was 200 and something dollars. You were
There's
mentioning three books in one
everybody
package.
gets digital handbooks. So
Mhm.
the digital handbooks are writable so that if you're doing it on a computer or on a tablet, you can type on the digital handbook. But if you want a paper version of the handbook, that's extra.
Oh no,
So then,
I was thinking about the three books you're recommending on breast cancer. They you were selling for 200, I think $295.
mm, the only ones I really sell are the handbooks. So those are the paper versions are companions.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Um, I'm not sure. 3 books. I'm not sure what you're
I
referencing
think
there.
they
I can't think of that.
were part of the intensive course, the required material to read.
Mm, the comprehensive is the same. You get the digital handbooks. If you want to upgrade to the printed ones, we can do that for you, and that's about
Mm.
$300. Um, the 1 day integrative cancer care course, which you could do as a standalone if you wanted, that's 268 or 298. Um, so,
Okay,
but
so
that
that
doesn't
maybe
sound like
I just
books.
got confused then. Yeah.
Right. Because I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think I don't think I mentioned the handbooks in
No, it
the
weren't.
event we
It
just
was
did.
like actual written, like three different books that were written about the cancer. But I will have a look at it. Maybe I because I'm always so many places that maybe I just saw somewhere and applied to here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, and if I can remember if there was a reference to something like that, I will definitely reach out and let you know. But basically I really only have the handbooks, the paper
Yeah,
versions, um for sale. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really have any other books. Kathy, which I didn't talk about, except that she wrote the scar tissue handbook, or she wrote the traumatic scar tissue management textbook. And she's the lady that I do the
scar tissue.
science of scar tissue course with. And her textbook is available to buy, but I don't think I mentioned that one. So And it doesn't cost $300. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, basically I just have the tuition for the academy or course fees for the comprehensive intensive and or the other 1 day or 2 day courses. I have those tuition fees.
Okay.
But
And
they're the same
materials,
same story with all of them. If you want the paper version, that's just an
yeah, that's
upgrade, but
okay.
you get a digital version.
Digital is
Everyone gets a
perfect.
digital version. Yeah.
And so the materials that we get from this course is the book itself, and it has this digital book, so it has picture of the techniques and all that as well. Okay.
At the moment, it doesn't have pictures of the techniques because you get the video library.
Oh,
So you
okay.
get, that's something that's included because normally the video library is the subscription service, but when you're in
Yeah.
the academy, then you have access for the whole 6 months to the video library. So then you get to see the techniques, not as still pictures, but as actual videos. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if after the academy, if you want to continue the subscription so that you have access to it, then it's $28 a month. Yeah. So it's not a huge fee. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much, Erin. Thank you so much for your time. I really
Yeah. Thank you
appreciate
for
it, and it's such a
yours.
pleasure meeting you. Yeah.
It's a real pleasure meeting you as well. So do you want to set up a time to talk on Monday?
Yeah, yes. Okay. Do I have to do it on the online, or do I do it now with you?
I can make a time for you here.
Okay.
Although if you do the clarity call, if you do it by the link, which I'll drop it in the chat,
Okay.
then it gives you all the reminders and everything as well. So it's actually it's more effective. It gives you the link and the reminders and all of that. Or if you don't need the reminders, you feel like you'll remember,
Yeah,
we can just choose
I
a time
remember
and
it.
then.
And then you send the link for or it's the same link as we are using now.
Well, what I'll do, why don't we just find a time that works
Okay.
on Monday, and then in the follow-up email, I'll also send the Zoom link and a reminder for the time. If you feel like you're good with you'll remember and all is well, then we can just do it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll just put on my schedule.
Okay, perfect. So is morning or afternoon better for you?
Morning is good.
Okay. Can you do late morning? So 9 o'clock for me would be 11 o'clock for you?
11
Or
o'clock, yeah, for sure.
that's okay?
11 a.m., right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Erin. Thank you.
Yeah, such a pleasure.
I appreciate. Thank you so much. Have
Okay,
a
we'll see you
wonderful
on
day.
Monday.
I'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.